Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostle, elder, and bishops of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the Akim out there pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth, and to the hopeful elect. This quick lesson is just going to be getting into, the topic that, some of us may have to die for this truth. Some of us are going to have to die for the name Yahweh Shim Yahushai. We know as we enter closer and closer to Jacob's trouble and the push for that MOTB, that some of us are going to, lose our life on this side for the honor and glory of Yahweh Shim Yahushai. And that is something that we must, wrap our minds around and be prepared for. So I just want to start off in 2nd Maccabees, chapter 7. And this is going into the woman and basically she losing all her children because they, wanted to follow the laws and statutes and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So 2nd Maccabees chapter 7 verse 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine's flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. So these 7 sons were taken, before the king and were told to eat swine. And as we know, that is going against the law, statutes, and commandments. We are not to eat pork. We are not even supposed to touch it, Verse 2. But one of them that spake first said thus, What wouldest thou ask or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the law of our fathers. So they're ready to die. They're ready to die for the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that is so we must be ready to do the same also. Yes, some of us will not taste death and will get beamed into the chariots, but some of us will taste death. But we know, as I read in other precepts, the dead are going to rise first in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So, these brethren were forced to eat swine, and this is what they said. They said they rather die. They rather die than to go against Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And it's going to be the same when that MOTB is implemented. When it's out there, we're going to have to make that choice. Do we want to be a part of the system? Do we want to live comfortably? Or are we willing to lose it all? Are we willing to give up everything on this side for Yahweh Shem Yahushai? Verse 3. Then the king, being enraged, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, and to cut off the utmost parts of his body, and the rest of his brethren and mother looking on. So you can just imagine what that would be like, for you to see, your fellow brothers basically just being, just cut limb through limb. or to see your seed, you know, being tortured, and you know how that would bring fear. You know, you're seeing those things, you know, emotions kick in. You be fearful. You don't want those things to happen unto you. But there's we are not to fear man. You know, we are to fear Yahweh Shem Shai, because he controls everything. And the spirit were on each of these brethren and the mother, because they all stood still for the Lord. Um, Verse 5. Now when he was thus maimed in all his members, he commanded him, being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan. Like, imagine that. Like, you get your tongue pulled out, lose certain parts of your body, and then you're thrown into a hot pan to be fried. But that just shows, like, that's the type of mindset we have to be into. That we're willing to be put through anything and to go through anything for this truth. Being yet alive, to be brought to the fire and to be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space disappeared, then exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, The Lord power looketh upon us, and in truth has comfort in us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faces, declared, saying, And he shall be comforted in his servants. So, you know, the Lord was with them when they were going through this torture. They might have not even felt it. The Lord put the spirit on each of, on these brethren and the mother to witness such a thing, and to still stand firm within the truth, like, and not to be moved. They weren't moved by this. So when the first was dead after this number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin off of his head with the hair, they asked him, Will thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? Look at that. They pulled the skin off of his head with the hair. So just straight. None of us know what type of pain that feels like. It's wild. It's mind blowing. Reading this, and at the same time it empowers you. It reminds you of what must be done for this truth. But he answered, verse 8, but he answered in his own language and said, No. Wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. So basically, I'm not going to read the whole chapter. You could read it for yourself. It's a very empowering chapter. But basically, the king goes from the first son to the seven, yeah, to the seventh son, and basically kills them all, tortures them all, because none of them would bow down to the king and eat swine's flesh. They all stood firm for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and so did the mother. And that is the same spirit we are going to have to pray for these hard times to come, the time of Jacob's trouble. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with a trump of power, and the dead in Yahushai shall rise first. So those ones who died, who died in this truth while prophesying, the ones that may die on this side before Jacob's trouble, the ones that died in Jacob's trouble, the ones that didn't take the chip, whoever died for, and that knew the truth, that was pushing Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and followed his law, statutes, and commandments, they are going to rise up first when Yahushua cracks those clouds. They're they're not forgotten, basically. Verse 17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds. So the ones that were alive, the ones that didn't have to taste death, the ones that remain alive and followed Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, they're going to join the ones of them that had passed, and they're going to be caught up in those clouds. They're going to be caught up in those chariots to meet the Lord in the air, and shall we ever be with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Wherefore comfort one another with these words. Because we have to remember these precepts when those troubling times come, and when we are faced with tough decisions. We have to remember, what we're in this thing for, and that we're going to have to sacrifice it all for our Lord, just like how He did for us. We're going to have to do the same for Him. And the Lord is not going to put us through anything that we cannot handle. This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. This is red letters. This is Yahushua speaking. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. So, some of us are going to get, charged. They're going to get brought up on charges, be thrown into the FEMA camps or whatever type of, concentration camps that they may have. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So we have to go the whole way. There's no backing down. There's no turning away within this thing. It's straightforward. Straight to the light, and that light is Yahushua, and He is holding that crown, and that is what we strive for. That is what we're working towards, that crown. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of our power and for the testimony which they held. So the ones that were slain, the ones that died in the truth, the ones that were on the highways and byways preaching the word, the ones that didn't bow down to the system, the ones that stood firm on the names Yahweh, which is the Father, and the Son, Yahushua. This is Revelation 14, verse 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, Write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, from henceforth, he saith, the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. So, like our the apostles and elders, you know, of this truth, the ones that have passed on, their works are gonna follow them. It's not where some where most people believe, like, you only live once. That's not the case. And that is why the prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they know this. And that's why they put in the work now, because they know that their works are going to follow them. They're storing up their treasures in heaven. And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. So no, this is Yahweh Shai getting ready to bring judgment. And closing precept, Revelation 20 verse 4. And I saw the thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh Shai. Yeah, because some of us are going to, lose our heads for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Some of us are going to die in this truth. Some of us are going to be brought in front of these wicked elites, and are going to be told to, denounce the name Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and to accept this new world order system. And we're gonna laugh. Lord willing, we are part of that remnant. We're going to laugh in the face of these elites and know that our Lord controls everything, both good and evil. So we don't need to worry about anything on this side, because we know salvation is promised to us. The Lord spake of these things, so it is going to come to pass. He promised us these things. His word shall not go out void. He's not a man to lie. He stands on what he says. And for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahweh Shai 1,000 years. Yeah, so the ones that are not going to take that chip, we're basically going to say, fuck that system. We know a righteous system is on the way, and it's going to be run by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. We are not to care about the wicked and the system that they're going to try to bring forth and to try to force upon us. We know where truth lies, and we are going to, Lord willing, we are going to stand firm in this truth, and realize that our very lives may be required in order to glorify the name Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So Thawada for tuning into this lesson. I want to give all praise and honor and glory unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the Akim out there pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Stand firm in this truth, and believe in the names of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Shalom.